And my brothers and sisters all around the world and throughout the universe as well. It's Richart here, and I'm in Malta right now, and taking the vanguard of the concept of the floating island around the world. Here in Malta there's a lot of protected water and subtropical climate, and the island could flourish here, a floating island on plastic bottles, just as Joysxee was and Spiral Island was, and the first one, which would have been named Spiral Island, that I got stopped in the west coast of Mexico by the police, thrown in prison a night. But what I'm going to do is basically recap and give a lot of videos. There's going to be a lot about basically everything that I've experienced and I've learned, and I think it's time to share everything right now in videos instead of writing a book, which not many people can read. Here we're going to put it on YouTube. So there's the view of Malta. We're in St. Julian's Bay. Very nice. And now we're in the middle of the coronavirus clampdown, so to speak. Just briefly before I begin about the floating island and all the things that have happened, and as I say, the things that I've learned about basically the power of, I would call it probably faith, or the power of positivity. The thing is, when you have faith, when a person has faith, they're not worried. If you have faith, then that means that you trust what's coming. And so right now, I'm not saying there's less faith. A lot of it is within us and untapped that we don't get to, and superficially we may be distracted negatively. And I think there's a lot of that going on right now with this virus, I'll call it. We know what I'm talking about. Basically, I've had experiences with all sorts of things that have shown me basically the same answer every single time. I've been up and down and in and out and around. And basically, when I mean up and down, I mean very, very high in positivity, pure positive energy. Positive to myself, positive to others, positive to the nature as well. And when we stay in the positivity, momentum picks up, and every living creature feels that positivity. See, every living thing is basically aiming for the same thing, which is basically to feel really good and just to be well and happy, if you want to say that. Yeah, because that's the same thing, isn't it? You know, so everything is aiming for the same thing. So the closer we get to allowing ourselves and everything else to get to that point of, in every moment, just feeling nice, happy, to be able to celebrate. When you see the little lambs jumping and skipping in the fields and that, you know, when they're young, they're innocent, they love life, you know, and everything actually wants to feel that and can feel that at any time. And I've noticed that if we respect, even like, let's say, the mosquito, so let's say we respect the coronavirus, yeah, let's say, but we make a very clear, centered decision that we are basically to be respected just as much, then that particular thing that could get you, it doesn't have to be that, it can be anything. It could be a mosquito, it could be a spider, it could be a scorpion, it could be another person, it could be in a war situation. To respect back, that actually does happen, and amazing things happen. I'm not going to go into details right now. I'm just going to, like I say, roll over things in a basic way, and then we're going to go into more details about everything that I feel is important and can be helpful. So yeah, so I haven't said much yet. I haven't proved anything because I haven't talked about any specific details around these things, but suffice to say, just for now, I know this with all my soul, all my body, all my spirit. My whole being is absolutely positive about this truth, that we do have the power to overcome anything. And also, if we turn that power, basically that power is always there. So if we start thinking and believing negatively, that power works against us. So it's a beautiful thing, but it can be terrible as well, because we can cut ourselves apart, so to speak, and allow all sorts of things in that we don't want, and go through a lot of suffering. But inevitably that eventually will just lead to a deeper knowing that we can do anything, so therefore we can just get out of that. So sometimes we have to go through those things to know it more and to celebrate even more then. So I will talk about more of